Hi, this is Jen from Purple Pine Studio and Design. Today I'm going to show you how to make a 3x3 note card using the Sunburst technique with designer series paper. This is the card we'll be making today. Start out with a 3x6 inch piece of white cardstock, folded in half for the card base. Then I have a 2.5 inch square piece of Island Indigo cardstock, the Stampin' Up color. And then I'm taking the designer series paper called Gingham Garden, and I've chosen these 3 sheets that have these designs on them. And I've cut that into a strip of 1 inch by 2.5 inches. Next thing I'm going to do is take those rectangles and cut them in half on a diagonal. I'm going to do that by lining it up in the cutting grooves on the paper trimmer and just cutting it down the middle. So now I have 6 triangles. I'm going to turn over one side, so now I have these 6 colors. Next I'm going to align these in a pattern, a design. Let's see. It really doesn't matter which way you do it, just kind of what feels good. Alright, so I'm going to try that. We're going to mount these onto the Island Indigo square. I'm making just a diagonal not a diagonal. I'm outlining the adhesive on the edges. I'm going to start with the third one up and line that right up to the corner of my piece. That way I get maximum length, because it goes from here to here, the longest piece of that cardstock. Then I'm going to take each piece and line it up, making sure that I am covering the edges, but it doesn't really matter about the center because that's going to be covered with our accent piece. You just want to make sure that these are tight up against the piece that's before it. Adding extra adhesive when needed. I may have put that one down a little too far. And I did, but I'm going to take some adhesive remover when I am done and rub that right off. Next thing I'm going to do is turn it over and using my paper snips, trim off the excess. The back of the square makes a very nice cutting edge. You could probably do this with your paper trimmer too, but I like to have it in my better control with the scissors. There we go. So the next thing I did is I took the 6-sided sampler stamp set from Stampin' Up, and I stamped this piece in Melon Mambo, and then I used the Thanks Much in the Island Indigo to match the colors from the designer paper. So that looks like this. And I decided to trim that with my scissors so that it could layer against the punch that we have, that is the hexagon shape. So I'm going to do an outline, or background piece of that. This one I pre-trimmed. I'm just going to line that up very carefully. This is very tight fit, but it makes for a nice edge. I'll glue this right over that point where all those pieces meet, and you can see now that these colors are just coming out like a sunburst behind that element. Last thing I'll do is mount it to the card base, and voila, we have a very nice little 3x3 note card. And that's it. As you can see, this would go well with any kind of designer series paper, especially the double-sided. You just pick 3 and put them together, and you never know what you're going to come up with. Thanks for watching.